Detective Melody Bierce, a name whispered in hushed tones, synonymous with unwavering justice. Her moral compass, unyielding. Rules were her religion, the law her gospel. No compromises, no exceptions. Her pursuit of truth, relentless. She believed in the system, in its power to deliver righteous judgment. She was a beacon in the city's darkness, a testament to unwavering integrity. Melody's world was black and white, the lines clearly drawn, right and wrong, guilty or innocent. No shades of gray could penetrate her resolute perspective. She navigated the city's underbelly, a pristine white knight in a den of iniquity. Her arrests were by the book, her interrogations precise, her cases airtight. No force could sway her from the path of righteousness. She was the epitome of an ideal, a symbol of hope in a city riddled with corruption. But the city had a way of testing even the most steadfast convictions. The darkness she fought against was insidious, seeping into the cracks of her meticulously constructed world. And it arrived in the form of a man who challenged everything she held dear. A man who would become both her bane and her salvation. Liam Trout, a name whispered with a mix of fear and admiration. He was an enigma, a phantom operating in the city's shadows. His methods were unorthodox, his morality ambiguous. He danced on the edge of the law, a tightrope walker balancing between justice and vengeance. His world was painted in shades of gray, a moral tapestry woven with threads of pragmatism and necessity. Trout cared little for procedure, for the sanctity of the law. He saw the world for what it was, a brutal chessboard where sacrifices were inevitable. He played the game with a ruthlessness that bordered on cruelty, but always with an underlying sense of justice. He was a necessary evil, a weapon wielded against the darkness that the law couldn't touch. His arrival sent ripples through the police department. Whispers of his exploits, of his disregard for protocol, reached Melody's ears. She saw him as a threat, a loose cannon that jeopardized the very fabric of justice. Their first encounter was a clash of ideologies, a collision of two opposing forces. Little did she know their destinies were about to become irrevocably entwined. Their partnership was a study in contradictions. Melody, the unwavering idealist bound by principles. Liam, the pragmatic realist driven by results. Their investigations became a battleground for their contrasting ideologies. She questioned his every move, his every tactic. He challenged her rigid beliefs, her unwavering faith in a flawed system. Initially, their partnership was a source of constant friction. Sparks flew in the interrogation room, their arguments echoing through the precinct. But beneath the surface, a grudging respect began to blossom. Melody witnessed firsthand the effectiveness of Liam's methods, the way he navigated the city's underbelly with an almost supernatural ease. She saw the results, the criminals brought to justice, the lives saved. Liam, in turn, was intrigued by Melody's unwavering moral compass. He saw in her a purity, an innocence that he had long since abandoned. He pushed her buttons, tested her limits, trying to unravel the tight threads of her convictions. He wanted to know if her idealism could survive the harsh realities of their world. And as they delved deeper into the city's darkness, Melody began to question her own unwavering beliefs. The case that changed everything was a blur of shattered glass and blood, a hostage situation, a child's life hanging in the balance. The perpetrator, a desperate man driven to the brink. Melody, bound by protocol, negotiated. Liam, seeing the futility, acted. His decision was swift, brutal, and effective. The hostage was saved, but the perpetrator lay dead. The aftermath was a maelstrom. Melody, horrified by Liam's actions, accused him of cold-blooded murder. He argued necessity, the impossible choice he was forced to make. That night, the lines between right and wrong blurred. Melody's world, once black and white, was now awash in shades of gray. She had witnessed the cost of Liam's methods, the darkness he embraced to achieve justice. And in that darkness, she saw a truth that shook her to her core. Sometimes the law wasn't enough. Sometimes to protect the innocent, you had to break the rules.